Okay, everybody, here we go again. We have so much to talk about, and just I don't know. It's wow. Let's just get going here. So, post market report on this 1st of August, 2023. First of all, thank you to all of you who support my work on the first of every month. I asked for $5. Some of you stepped up to do that, and I do appreciate it. Um, More than you know, honestly. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. This is not Greg Mannarino. Go to Market Watch. Just open up Market Watch right now, marketwatch.com. Their headline number one, eye popping borrowing need from the U.S. Treasury. Where does the Treasury get this cash from? I'm going to give you one guess. They're going to sell debt. Who's buying all the debt? You better get that one right. So understanding that, I mean, look, this is no surprise. Maybe it is to a certain degree, because let's just cover this real quick. You remember the whole debt ceiling, debate, debacle? Oh, we got to cut spending. We agreed to cut spending. We really did. We're up like $1.3 trillion since that whole thing. And now the Treasury needs another $1.5 trillion just to fund us through the end of the freaking year. You think it's going to stop? This is going to get a lot worse. So what are we talking about? What are we in right now? What would happen? Here's the question, and I'm going to look at the answers here, and I'm going to give you a moment to answer it. What would happen right now if we stopped borrowing? If we stopped pulling cash into the now, what would happen? Exactly. This whole thing would lock up. We are in right now a full-blown liquidity crisis. Right now. I mean, we don't have to wait for it to happen. This is why debts and deficits must continue to balloon, and why we have to keep funding it. It's the nature of the freaking beast, people. So, people sit back and they go, oh, okay, so the national debt just went up another 1.3 trillion. We're now got to borrow another 1.5 trillion. And these are probably lowball numbers anyway. That's just to fund us for the next few more months. Okay, we are in a full-blown liquidity crisis. There's not enough. Look, let's try to cover something here that I've spoken about, and you've heard me say since I don't know how freaking long here. Okay, if you and I understand that the system demands that more debt be pulled into the now, pulled into the now, pulled into the now, pulled into the now, that means obviously what? We're in a liquidity crisis, because why? Are you ready for the answer? Because it may just strike you across the face. There's not enough debt. There could never be enough in this situation here. The debt-based economic model that we have here, it's not wealth-based. It's dependent on the relentless acquisition of debt exponentially in perpetuity. It can't stop. So it operates in what? In a perpetual vacuum. Okay, you understand? Now, that mechanism, again, proves, or should prove, thank you, old man Odin, that we're done. This system it's completely toxic. It's out of control. And all this is going to, I mean, seriously, did the Federal Reserve get the memo, or did our politician, loving, caring representatives get the memo here that was supposed to be doing something about inflation here, and pulling all of this cash, trillions of dollars into the now, is massively inflationary? Thank you, Helen Cooper. No, you're amazing. But seriously, does this make sense to you? We are in a liquidity crisis right now, because if we couldn't borrow anymore, if we maxed out that credit card, which we have a long time ago, if we did not have the ability to pull this cash out of nowhere, because again, who has become the lender and buyer of last resort? Anyone want to give a guess here? It's the Federal Reserve. Let's just say we just found out that the Treasury needs to borrow an eye-popping sum. Okay, this is not Greg Mannarino. This is the propaganda ministry, Market Watch. They're calling it an eye-popping sum just to fund where we're going for the next 5 months. Okay, so how does the Treasury get that cash? Tell me again. That's right. They got to sell more debt. Who's going to buy it? The Federal Reserve, the buyer of last resort. Do you see what I'm talking about? Does this make sense to you? Because I hope it does. Honestly, yeah, print, print, print. This just doesn't stop. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. But it's just so twisted to me, isn't it? Magic Mika's here. Scott is here. Lava Girl's here. Where's Lord Humongous? Dude, someone's got to go talk to him. Okay. Anyway, so again, full blown, full on liquidity crisis right now. And this is sweeping the world. Again, world governments can't even fund their own world governments. The Fed is the government, the ECB is the government. Collectively, central banks are the government. The system cannot fund itself without more borrowing, and more borrowing, and more borrowing. It's a liquidity crisis. Without the borrowing, it's over. It's dead, and we're finished. You understand? It's just too sick to me, honestly. So anyway, on the economic front here, so job openings are falling. And I imagine my shock here. My Eurozone friends, my heart really breaks for you because we're all suffering from the effect of all this money printing and borrowing and inflating debt. But it does seem that my Eurozone friends are getting hit the hardest right now. Uh, I know it's crazy, man. It really is. But again, this is not just a phenomenon over in Europe or here in the United. This is a global thing, and unfortunately, this is going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. Goldstein, Le Gargoyle. Inflation only hurts the rich. The rich don't feel it at all. Not even to the well-off. It's the people are getting crushed here. The middle class is being eliminated, wiped out. This is clearly a slave society. More people are being made dependent on the system. Thank you, Henry Flower, owner PA. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Anyway, it's crazy. It's completely, absolutely bizarre what we're seeing here. Yes, credit freeze that would occur if again this liquidity crisis were allowed to manifest itself. Did you see that? Did you see? Go look. Just take a nanosecond to go look at the front page, like I said, of Market Watch. They got this picture of Janet Yellen with this smile on her face that she has to borrow another 1.5 trillion. I'm Janet Yellen. Yes, it's Joey Socks is here. Look, everyone. Scott is here. I love all these people. I really, really do. Anyway, let's just go back here to this market. We have an MMRI that is sitting at. I had to write it down. I think it's a 256. The last time I checked it out. Mixed market today. The Dow put on a fractional gain. Losses for the S&P 500. Losses for the Nasdaq. Losses for the Russell 2000. Gold got hit. Silver got hit. Cryptos got hit a little bit. Crude oil falling just a little bit. But what a run up we've had here. The relative strength of the dollar higher today. Look, they're going to do something. Some action. Look what happened here. We crossed 250. We went to 255. Market started falling. The market can't go anywhere right now with the current level of risk. So either, I just wrote this earlier today as well. One of three things. Fed's going to start buying more debt. Thank you, Kimmy. You got Fed buying more debt, weaker dollar on a relative strength basis, or the Fed's going to start buying large cap stocks. That's how the Fed props up the market. One of these three things or a combination of the three. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate that. Wow. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I still think that's the right place to be. JEPI. Honestly, look, as I have said, why would I say that? Why would Greg say, I still think you need to be long this market here. Okay. Even though the MMRI is showing us that risk is rising, because I don't think they're done. I still don't think they're done. I think we're going to see a miracle happen. I could be wrong on this. All right. I could be wrong. And I'm not saying go all in on anything, people. Okay. You know me. I'm saying you should be diversified in all kinds of things. All right. But some exposure to the stock market, I think on the long end, meaning betting is going to go up, is important here. I really feel that way because, again, I think one of those three things are going to happen. They're going to buy more debt, weaken the dollar, or the Fed's going to start buying stocks. Again, this isn't a presidential selection cycle. There's no election. All right. Just understand that. For those of you that are looking forward to the election, There is no election, okay? Just to let you know the big fat ugly secret, it's a selection cycle, and they've already selected the new guy. They're just working out the details and making you think that you have some kind of say so, which you do not. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that. Anyway, people, come on, help me out with these thumbs up. I'm sweating. You're trying to tell me that the sweat from me getting bent out of shape isn't worth a freaking thumbs up here? I got 1,000 people watching live right now, and only 348 people with a thumbs up. Come on, help me out. I really could use that thumbs up. Anyway, that's really the story. That's where we stand here. If you're gonna take one thing away from this video, it's understanding that we are in a full-on, full-blown liquidity crisis here. Eye-popping borrowing from the Treasury. Again, tell me where that money comes from. Oh, yes. They got to issue debt, and who's going to buy it? Well, it's going to be the Federal Reserve, duh, because they're on a mission to buy it all. And then they throw it in your face like you're not supposed to know that this is what's going on here. Okay, this is what they do. They're laughing at us. They're laughing at you. They're laughing at me. See, the difference is you and I understand what's going on here, but most people have no idea that the Fed is now the lender and buyer of last resort, just like you and I predicted for 10 freaking years, longer than 10 freaking years ago, people. Jimmy, are you out there? Jimmy LaRocca, my buddy Jimmy? Yes, Jimmy LaRocca, the drag racer. A lot of you people ask me, Greg, is it you mean Jimmy LaRocca, the drag racer? Yes, one of my best friends. I know him since high school. Anyway, that's it, people. This is so sick. I don't know another way to put this. How many other people out there do you believe understand that we are in a full-blown liquidity crisis, henceforth why? I mean, how many of you, well, let me ask you this. We're friends, right? We can talk about anything. So we had this whole debt ceiling thing that, we're not, unless spending cuts are done, this was the GOP. Oh, we're not going to sign anything. We're not going to back nothing. Oh, we're supposed to stop or cut some spending. Meanwhile, we've just inflated the debt more so than we ever had in history. But the Inflation Reduction Act was supposed to work. That didn't work either. Everything is just going up and up and up and up and up. Where's the outcry? Where's the freaking revolution, people? Tell me where it is. You know where it is? It's starting right here. And I'll tell you why it's starting right here. Because you and I are raising awareness. We know what's going freaking on. And we're doing something about it. Right, Jimmy? You out there, buddy? My phone's going to probably blow up in about a second. Let's see if he wrote anything. Not yet. But he's probably laughing. Anyway, people. All right, look. That's where we stand right now. Again, my Eurozone friends, I am so sorry for what's going on to you. And it's everywhere, but you guys seem to be getting hit with the brunt of it, at least right now. We haven't seen anything yet. How many of you understand that? I know you do, that these trillions of dollars that are being borrowed, that are being pulled into the now is inflationary. And the system is so twisted that it must operate in a constant vacuum. Constant. It can never, ever be made whole. Because the moment it would be made whole, thank you, Rod Jones. Thank you, Lily Z. I appreciate that so much. It can't, because again, the debt-based economic model, which is run by the central banks, demand that it functions this way. You want to end the central banking system? Prevent one of them, the Fed, from issuing a single dollar. How many people do you think actually know that? If in fact they would not have raised that limit, that would have been it. The Federal Reserve today, just a month or so ago, whatever this thing was, the Federal Reserve would have already started to die very, very rapidly. You stop a central bank from issuing debt, they die. Their only tool, their only weapon against you and me is their ability to issue debt. This is why you got this freak behind the Resolute desk, the last freak who had to borrow more than the one before that, and the one before that too. They got to continue to borrow, but they can't tell you that. You see, they have to make you think they got to cut spending. They have to make you think they got your back and your best interest in mind. Meanwhile, every single one of the last presidents, including the one everyone gets on their hands and knees for, was talking about negative rates. Was talking about a weaker dollar. Oh, the Federal Reserve, they spray their shorts all over the place. Nothing could make a Federal Reserve president more happy than that. Lava news, thank you. Anyway, look, you all get it. Look, it's every man and every woman for themselves. And that's really the truth. We need to take back. We need a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, not people putting their faith in one thing sitting behind the Resolute desk, because it ain't going to help you. You may think it does, and you may hope it will, but it won't. I tell you, people. Yeah, start gardens. Alan Greenspan, one of the smartest things you said recently. No, I'm not gonna lick silver, people. Anyway, what else can I tell you? I think we covered a lot here, and I want to hear from you. I really do. Uh, how do you feel understanding that we're in a full blown liquidity crisis right now? Full blown, and the proof is in your face. Because without this eye popping borrowing, we're done. We're done. We're done anyway. But it's really too many freaks. Yeah, I'm probably one of the freaks too, aren't I? People, I tell you, man, it's out of freaking control on a grand scale, on a grand freaking scale. But we got each other's backs, and we always do. All right, look, I'm going to let you go. I want to thank all of you again for supporting my work. I really, really, really mean that. As you all know, on the first of every month, I ask for people like Kimmy to support my work. Thank you, Kimmy. I was wondering about an unsecured. No, they can't. If your debt is unsecured, they can. If you play it right, and if you listen or watch the video, I how to get out of bed. You got to follow the pattern. Okay, if you have to give that good faith, payment there. Okay, otherwise they can't come after assets. So it's important to follow the pattern that I lay out for you there, pretty much verbatim. They can't come after, but again, institutions renegotiate debt every day. Okay. So can we. Okay. But you're not supposed to know this kind of stuff. Thank you, Clever Custom Performance. Anyway, thank all of you for your support. Like Clever Custom Performance, like Kimmy, everybody out here. If you have yet to support my work, please do so. There is a link below. You can do this with cryptocurrencies. You can do this with PayPal, Stripe, anyway, pick away. Oh, that little heart down there. If you're a member of YouTube. All right. Love you a lot, people. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thanks for your support. Thanks for listening to me. I'm really freaking out here. XRP King, thank you. Appreciate that too. I'll see all of you in the morning. Okay, we'll cover all this more so, but I want to hear from you, and I promise to read the comments. I really do. All right. See you tomorrow. What do you think, sweetie? Pretty good.